Welcome to this edition of Beyond Looking Good, the video blog of Miss Tina Loomis.
Thank you, Doc Che. Hello, everybody. I'm sure that everyone agrees with me when I say that even little kids nowadays are involved with social media, right?
Yes, correct.
Well, so we better get acquainted with the etiquette on how to use the social media, right? So, for starters, Doc Che, what's your favorite social media?
Well, practically you're not alive if you're not on Facebook. So most probably that would be it.
I know some people who are practically glued to their computers just doing Facebook. I mean, it takes hours and hours, and they just get so much joy out of it. But sometimes they also get disappointed. Why do you think that's so?
Well, sometimes it's called TMI, which is too much information, which you normally should not be giving out or should not be receiving.
Right. So, as I understand it, a lot of people are confused with what to post in Facebook. For example, they practically cannot tell anymore the personal from the public postings. So, they will just open up every facet of their life, and then later people get sued because it's out there in public and they get embarrassed, and when people get embarrassed, they get back at the people who shared those particular postings that were probably supposed to be private only. So what do you think, Che? Because what I know is the etiquette for this is have a page, create an account for your personal postings, for your private life, and open only to family and close friends. And then you can also create an account for your public life, your business, your associations. And these are, of course, limited only by the number of your network groups. And therefore, you're not going to put in what happened to your family, what you did on a picnic, and very private matters. So that way, nobody makes an error.
Like you mentioned a while ago that the status updates will, some people actually reveal more information than necessary, like, oh, we'll be out of town for a month. And what if those people know where you live? Or somebody finds out where you live and you'll be out of town. So that opens them up to a lot of burglary or other petty crimes, vandalism, because they will know that you're not around.
Well, there was this particular news on CNN where a woman got so mad because after having split up with her boyfriend, the following week, her nude photos came out on Facebook.
Yeah, that's true.
And she had nobody else to blame in her mind that it's really her ex-boyfriend, simply because he was the one who took her nude photos. So the question is, why do you allow somebody to take your nude photos? If you don't want anyone to show you on Facebook or any other social media in the nude, then why post in the nude anyway? And of course, when the boyfriend was interviewed on TV, he vehemently denied. He said, okay, we split up. Well, for all I know, he has other boyfriends who also took photos, but the girl said, no, those photos were taken by him. So, you know what? It goes both ways. My opinion is, if a woman wants to be careful and doesn't want any accidents, so to speak, to happen, well, don't expose yourselves to something like that. And the best way is just to be careful. I just cannot see why you should post in the nude anyway.
well, it's the common mistake is that the internet can be controlled. The other misconception is once you erase it, it's gone. Those two are totally myths. They are myths of the internet. Once on the internet, always on the internet. That should be your guiding principle. And the other side is, if you don't want something to be seen, or if you want your privacy maintained, don't post it. Don't put it on the internet. It cannot be controlled.
That's right. And of course, this also brings to mind another issue that came up, and most of the time, nowadays, newspapers are easy because you can search. But on TV, you get instant news. And another issue that came up is when people get sued because they made certain comments or they wrote something and they did not realize that somebody was out there taping the conversation and they did not know, for example, that they wrote something and somebody just picked it up and without their permission posted it online. So that issue, in fact, came up during the recent campaign for the presidential election in America, because when Mitt Romney was just addressing a fundraising event, he didn't know that somebody was taping his talk. So I suppose it is just prudent nowadays because of media and the digital age, is everything we say, everything that comes out of our mouths, everything we write about, and all photos, all postings, we just need to be really careful.
Yes, that's true.
What you say, what you comment on, and what you write about, you never know. It could just go viral. Boy, I mean, you just can't be sure anymore.
Exactly.
I mean, they say, maybe even in your own bathroom, you never know. And there was this witty commentator, in fact, on TV, and he said, well, what can you do if it's your own husband too?
Yes, exactly. I remember that. The husband put spy cams inside their bathroom so that he could spy on the wife.
Indeed.
Which is very strange because they're married.
And then it goes again. It goes viral. Poor wife. So you never know nowadays. So again, the best policy is just to be safe, is to be very careful with everything that you do nowadays, because you never know who's looking, who's recording, and who's posting all these things.
Yes, yes. As they say, if you can't be good, be careful. Well, that was one heck of a discussion, and we hope you'll join us again for our next. This is Doc Che and Miss Dinah.
Bye for now.